Rivera Saavedra. Okay. Dolores Jenni Rivera Saavedra. Dolores Jenni Rivera Saavedra, also known as Jenni, for what's hidden. And then, no.
Do I write this down?
Yeah, you can write it down. I got sidetracked. For her, for her spirits, for everything she wants to know. And she wants to know, we want to know if she's still alive. And I got the stage for the answers to her question. Let's say that her dad black. Here we go. So it'll be interesting. So are we doing the circle or the full reading?
I don't know. Let's see. We'll go full.
Full reading, let's do it. Alright, so this is for Jenni Rivera. Let's see if she's still alive. Ooh, and the crossing of me, because I'm asking. That's interesting. So it's saying that no problem, still strong. In other words, still strong. To me, that's telling me still here, but not yet. But it's in the crossing of my card. It also says over something that wasn't true love. Basically, it's saying that she thought there was true love for someone, and then in the past there was a lot of love there. But then she started seeing that there was no more opportunities. In other words, she couldn't find a way out. What it's basically saying. It says, but she didn't want this to be a burden on anyone. Like she didn't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, where if someone did try to take her life because she was being threatened, and it looked like it was pretty serious, and when the cartel started threatening you, you're in trouble. So she did have a problem with La Barbie, and I know that I don't know exactly the whole scheme of it. Maybe don't tell me here, but she didn't want anybody else to be a problem. In other words, her family becoming a crossfire and try to kill her or someone else. So she knew that this is the best way for her to just go away. It says it wasn't about money. It says this was something that that she had to be sure that she was going to be able to pull off or be able to do. It says at this point,
You're burning her out.
But she felt like she was tied up, like she had no other choice. It says she was scared too. It says, but she didn't think that she'd be able to have a new beginning, and she kind of has in her own way.
Why were they threatening her?
I don't know the whole. I mean, it's not. I didn't really ask that question. But all I can tell you is I know that there was something that went on with La Barbie, who is someone in the cartel. I think they had. I think they had a romance or something like that. And of course, she went on, and she actually went on with. I'm not even know the proper names, but a friend that she was moved on with, and because of that, I think there was some friction where he wanted to. I don't know, positive interaction with her of some sort. I mean, I really don't want to burn her like that. But anyways, just so there was still a connection there, and I think there was something she said she wouldn't do, and that's when I think everything went to shit. Yeah.
Okay, so if she's still alive, is everybody else on the plane alive, or they died and she?
I don't know because I didn't ask about them.
Oh man.
But we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the way it was planned. I wasn't part of the whole logistics of it. But if I would have asked that question, I probably could find out. But we might get an answer here down the road, and because this is already explaining to us, and I just don't think you guys are giving me the opportunity to explain.
Is it a love triangle?
I don't think it was really a love triangle. It could have been. I mean, there was a connection there that she even admitted to, I think, at some point that was very strong, and so it got to the point where now she became kind of like property. So I don't know the whole. I don't know. I just think that there was things that she just didn't want to do anymore. There was other things going on in her life, and she just felt no other way out. So it says, and she didn't even know she could go on. Like there'd be a new beginning, how she would be able to do it, but it's there. That's what I'm seeing in my cards. It says there is triumph, though. It says for a woman who was upside down. It says, and see, my cards usually when someone's gone, my cards saying no this, no that, no happiness, no for relationships, no work, no career, no nothing, because they're no longer here. My cards are not saying that unless my cards are on crack, and I don't know what they do when I'm not around them. So it's very possible that they do their own thing. But it does say not good or bad. Like it wasn't. This isn't what she entirely wanted. She felt like she had another choice. It says, and that's the one obstacle that overcame her in her career and her life. And I think there was a lot of other things that was kind of bearing on her. Let's go back to where it says strong, no problem. It says returning to love with no destruction. That's what she knew she would have to do someday. It says, and fortune, because she had money. It said, so she's patient. Like, eventually, I think no one ever thought Chapo was going to get caught, right? No one ever thought that, and then suddenly he did. And I maybe shouldn't be saying that, but it's true. Like, and then Chapo, I give him props. Like, that dude did some shit. Like, he was a man, but at the same time, he did a lot of bad shit. So, either way, like, that's what I think is kind of like, and all these guys eventually have their period of time where they're going to get caught and they're going to be gone, and then it's probably safe to come back, right? Because then you can go on with your life, and I think that's where the patience is. It says nothing magically is going to happen. It's going to be time. It says true love. It says a man who was in love with her, here we go, and a girl who was upside down or head over heels for him. It says, boom, boom, boom. I don't know if you call that true love, but it does say what's hidden is this. It says the fighting, the arguing, the battles. There was this fierce attitude, but yet she was very, I guess she had enough of kind of everything. And it just says, and so that's what kind of left her hanging. That's what we called it. So then we go to the next card. It says opportunity. It says she didn't see any other opportunities. In other words, there's no other opportunities, no other choices. It says, spiritually, like she knew something that wasn't going to save her at this point. She knew she was going to end up getting caught up and get blocked. You can see the thing there. They would turn over everything in her home, everything. And she says, and even her girls. And then it says, boom. It says, and what's funny is that it says she didn't want to be discontented, or she was unhappy. She wasn't living anymore. There was a constant feeling of not only the pressure, but also a feeling of kind of a fear mixed in with what could happen. So there was a lot. It also says didn't want to put a burden on anybody else. It says, and that's what could cut off everybody's head, like could really cut off her head. Imagine someone's coming to kill me, and they miss and they kill my son. Like, I wouldn't be okay with that. Like, not at all. Like, So I get what she's talking about, protecting her family. It says she didn't want them. She didn't want to be alone like that. Like, she knew that she had the backup at the time, that she wanted the family to be good. It says even though things kind of got left incomplete, it says there was no other road. There was no other choice. She keeps saying that. And then it says kind of like, but, at some point, things will go back. There'll be a relationship again at some point. It's just not yet. So she knows that. It says not about money. It wasn't a question of money. It says death, faking your death or death. It says it's still returning to money. Like, but what's wrong, guys? That thing's going nuts or what?
We're just tripping out because that one's lit up back there, and I'm trying to see if it lights up again.
Oh.
And it's been going off here and there. So.
Okay. It also says, returning to money no matter what. There's an angry man. It says, and he's going to be angry because, he didn't get to fulfill his prophecy, but she can't let him know that anytime soon. It says, God upside down, but, that's why things are incomplete. So, I don't see death as something that, it would have been death by an angry man is what it's saying, and God was upside down with that, so, but she still left everything around her incomplete. So, it says that, rest assured of one thing, and we'll see what that is. It says money and things that she had, it wasn't a problem. It does say though that she'd have to avoid all her temptations. She knew she was gonna have to pull back. Even though it was money, there's certain ways she could spend and certain things she couldn't do. And at the same time, it says, but there was a big change that's coming. What? Jesus, I love milk. I freaking love milk.
Poor cow.
Okay, well, whatever. So it says there's no change. Talks about a big change that's coming, and then it talks about the past. The past always changes. As you move forward. I said you don't ever know what could happen to a cartel person. You don't know what they might do, that the government might come after them. I'm saving my card for the end because I'm sure I'm going to get shit talked to me. But here we go. It says tied up. So she felt tied up, like there was no other decision. She didn't want to be made a fool of with the way she was feeling. It says that was her lover. It says, and with no delay, she says, there was a bunch of stuff that was going on. There was brujeria, there was all kind of shit that was going back and forth, which is kind of crazy. So there was hardships back and forth, rough times, rough moments. But in the end, like, they got real, got serious. Let's do my card. It says, triumph with what I'm saying. It says, not to be angry. It says, a woman who still stands on her feet and has money will soon have a face-to-face with the world. It says, might have a little karma on her, but she's definitely still here. So, anybody want to test that? I'm down. It says, I'm tripping out. It says, no new beginning though. It says, a decision that needs to be made when the time is right. It says, because this man still is around or in existence, or it says, and she doesn't have any defense if she just comes back. It wouldn't be worth what she did. You know what I mean? To just come back and put herself in the same position. Because I'm sure if he still has the ability, he would still come after her. Right?
Right.
Yep.
I mean, come on. It says, there's no fruit in the tree with her doing that. It says, coming back too quickly. It says, oh, this is fucking crazy. Yeah, because I'm not trying to get killed. So then fucking, right? Yeah, the way to back me up, guys. Moving on. It says, you guys are all over it. So now we're going to move forward. It says, there was triumph for what she did, even though it turned around as far as relationships and stuff like that. But it says it's not good or bad. Like, at least I'm still here, and at the same time, it's bad because she misses family, stuff like that. But I'm sure if the opportunity presents itself, or has presented itself, that she's found a way to communicate, but it's something that they can't, really express to anyone because it could endanger her life. It says family, and I just said family, so there's family. It says family brokenhearted, but at the same time, mom, it says lies and deceit. In other words, mom had to deceive things so she could still be here. That is some shit. It says, who is that?
It's Matthew, but they're all tripping balls right now.
Who's what?
It has to be Matthew.
Mad jumping, but the girls are tripping. Watch Helly be like, he's nappy.
It says lies and deceit, so they know that like there's deception. It says, but at the same time, at least there's no end. So really an interesting reading, kind of what I thought. It says, one obstacle though, says not happy. In other words, she wants to be happy but not completely happy. It says no more brutality on her. It says justice. She wants justice. It says, and that's what makes her depressed. It says because her world's still kind of upside down. It says, and although the sun doesn't shine at this moment, like she's still able to take care of herself, still able to do that stuff. It's just those things kind of bring her to her knees, the closeness to family, all that kind of shit. Not shit, but all those kind of things. I apologize. It says, and she's afraid to lose all that. Like, how much time is it going to be? Like, it goes through her mind. How much longer will I wait? When will something really finally happen? Which is kind of really sad. Really sad for anyone to want to have their life back when somebody has wanted to take it. And that's why certain people should make sure that they're never in that situation again. It says plus, she misses her kids and stuff, knows they're upside down. It also says, not really working. And then it says, just, health-wise, I think she's okay, but mentally, I think she's kind of drawn, kind of fatigued. It says, but we'll be returning, so she's going to come back.